It is 3:00. I was busy making things happen. Let's move these chairs around. Anyhow, just wanted to say happy Friday to everybody. Stephen Thomas reports on housing, coming to you live on this beautiful Friday afternoon. It's beautiful today. It's supposed to rain, and when it rains, us Southern Californians don't know what to do. We're supposed to have soccer tomorrow, so that's not what we want. We want it to be beautiful outside, and you know what? We're ready for whatever it is, but hopefully it doesn't rain hard and we're able to get soccer done. Anyhow, welcome to another housing debrief. This is episode 6, season 3. It's hard to believe. Matter of fact, this morning was the 2-year anniversary of going live with housing debrief. I put this thing together because the market was changing so rapidly. It was very, very fluid. There were a lot of things that were going on. And it's kind of like the economy this year. The economy this year is very fluid. So it's just keeping us all on our toes. There's so much going on. And then it was already like that. And then you throw in the Russian-Ukrainian war. And that was just one more element that further disrupted the economy, and also is just absolutely tragic to watch. And hopefully it ends soon. So anyhow, welcome. It is Friday. Need to make sure I get this thing up. I do have it going. Good. Well, let's go ahead and get started. And I got to share my screen. Here we go. All right. So I think this is it. There we go. Housing debrief. And let's gotta forward these things. This is me, Stephen Thomas, your quantitative economics decision sciences nerd. That is what I do. I am a housing analyst. This is my lane. This is what I look at. This is what I absolutely enjoy. And it's what I do for a living. It's how I feed my kids. I have 9 kids and very, very busy life. And just absolutely enjoy what I'm doing. It's properly setting expectations of buyers and sellers. People accuse me of being a housing lover and everything is positive, but that's not what it's about. I'm really about setting expectations for buyers and sellers and everybody out there, mom, dad, it doesn't really matter. I want them to have all the proper information so they can make the best decisions for their families. So that's really what this is all about. And I'm a total housing analyst nerd geek, and I geek out on it. I don't have 5,000 people following me, 1 million subscribers or anything like that, and thousands of views. But I'm just trying to get the word out so that people can stumble upon my channel, especially on YouTube. So I ask everybody to go to Reports on Housing, and go to Reports on Housing, subscribe to on YouTube, subscribe to the site. And if you can also like these videos that I do, it's just going to help in the algorithms so that we can have lots of people that follow this stuff. And that's what it's all about. So anyhow, Reports on Housing, that's our company. And we're driving home housing data and analysis and charts and just really good information that you can get in front of everybody so you can properly make decisions. We have reports that dot all over Southern California. I'm inviting you to like the website, or actually YouTube, and also subscribe to the videos so that you can see them on an ongoing basis. Like I said, the more people that subscribe and like, the more people that find the channel. It's good for the algorithms. It's also good for everybody properly setting expectations so they're not relying on people out there that are spreading so much misinformation and don't really have the background to be housing analysts. So I'm asking everybody to ignore them and try to make it over to my site, or follow somebody that this is what they do for a living. They're housing analysts. There's only a few of us out there across the United States, but I invite you to tap into somebody that has a real economic model. So, of course, I'm going to start off with a couple funny things. A busy night at Stonehenge as workers move all the stones forward 1 hour. Good news is it sounds like we're not going to have to do this anymore, and they're going to make it permanent where we spring forward. We're not going to have to fall back. Hopefully they take care of that, because You know, they did that after World War II, and it had to do more with farming and daylight and things like that. We don't need that. I want our longer days. It's okay if it's darker in the morning. I'm okay with that. I would rather have daylight later than daylight ending at 5 p.m. on during the wintertime. So pretty excited. Our loan was approved. We're closing on a full tank of gas this weekend. Wow. Yes. Last weekend, we had a Bay Area soccer tournament. And sure enough, we had to fuel up that Yukon XL twice. So, yeah. I went to one gas station where it stopped at $85. I was thinking, are you kidding me? That was so many years ago. So please allow me to spend $150 on my gas. So look at home prices. That's what this is about. I really wanted to drive home home prices because I know that home values are absolutely exploding. And I know that they are based upon supply and demand and the number of available homes, how many homes are going into escrow, the speed of the market. This is the Case-Shiller National Composite Index, and it takes 3 months into account. The most recent one that came out, and the next one's coming out that's coming up next week, but it's for the month of December. And that's a snapshot of October, November, December. So people thought that this thing was going to really come down, but I'll tell you right now, I absolutely know based upon where supply is right now and where demand is, that this thing is surging again at a ridiculous pace, unfortunately. So it's not where we want to be. But as you can see, it's elevated high. It may come down a little bit because it's going to be a reading for January. January is typically not one of those excellent months as far as numbers of closed sales. So it's very hard to get a true snapshot of what the market's going to look like based upon January. January and February are our two slowest months for real estate. It takes into account the holidays, and then January, we don't have a whole bunch of homes coming on the market. So it's just a slow period. We're into March. This is where things really start picking up, especially in available homes and especially in numbers of escrows. And it'll start to see in the closings as of March, especially April and May. But over this has gone up 18.8% year over year, and that's the national index for Case-Shiller, and that's really much. It's really surging. As far as the number of homes that are selling for over their asking, it's a lot because everything is selling like an auction out there. And this came out this week. This is from the California Association of Realtors. I ask for the slides. They are so kind to get me the slides. But the California, for all of California, February closed sales, the number of sales above list price, you can see there that it is absolutely surging. It is surging way higher. Oh, excuse me. It is. But it's surging higher. And we're right now at 65.4% of all closed sales were sold above their asking price. Last year, the height was 71.4%. That was in the month of July. May, June, and July all had sales to list price ratios above 70%, which means that over 65% of all closed sales, so nearly 2/3 in the month of February, closed above their asking price. That just shows you how values are going up. Matter of fact, I just had an example talking to an agent yesterday, and I know these are all anecdotal, but this agent was telling me about the house that was on the market for about $1.5 million, and then he received like 20 offers on the house. And he had one offer that came in at $2 million. I think it was $2 million, like $30,000, something like that. So went from 1.5 to 2 million 30, and ended up having multiple offers, ended up selling for 2,100,000. So that just shows you how crazy this marketplace is, where I'm getting these anecdotal stories, but I'm hearing them all over the place. When I hear that many anecdotal stories, it's pretty much what the market is right now today. So unfortunately, that's what we're dealing with. But once again, let's get back to this. 65.4% was surging. It is surging higher from where it was in January to February. It got all the way down, and it typically does this. This is seasonal, but it's typically seasonal, and then it starts to increase like crazy. But it doesn't go from January to February 58% to 65.4% in a minute, and that's exactly what happened there. So unfortunately, that's what we're dealing with because of where the expected market time is and how low the supply is. That's what's driving this. And I could see it coming. I was talking about it, and sure enough, it's actually exceeding my expectations of how quickly the sales above list price ratio is surging upwards. And we're doing this in the month of February. Remember, I told you we got to 70% in the months of May, June, and July. So let's see, where do we go from here? 9 days is the median time on market for all closed sales for the month of February. Only 9 days. And it was 11 in January. Now it's down to 9 days, and it's making its way down. And it is less than where we were a year ago in February. So we're in a hotter market as far as closed sales are concerned this year compared to last year. And the sales to list price ratio surged. In January, it was 101.1% for all closed sales. In February, now we're done with the holidays, it's 102.6%. So on average, across California, all closed sales for the month of February sold 2.6% above the asking price. That is absolutely unbelievable. Values are surging up. They're just absolutely exploding up. And the sales above list price ratio for Southern California is pretty amazing. Los Angeles is at 69% that have sales above their list price. 69%. And in Orange County, 71% sold for above their list price. In Riverside, 61% sold above their list price. San Bernardino is 57%. So everything's north of 50%, but San Diego and Orange County are at 71%. LA at 69%, but here we are, Orange County and San Diego that are hitting that 71%. And I could see it in the numbers because if you remember, I was talking about Orange County and San Diego County, their expected market times where they were kind of like duking it out, trying to see who could have the most ridiculous, insane market. And they both kind of like tied with 71% sales above list price. And we know that that's driving upwards right now because we're just starting out this year. So the median detached sales price in Los Angeles was $773,500. That's up 13% year over year. And know that the detached on a monthly basis, median's kind of they zigzag up. Median is not an actual gauge. It's not that great of a gauge for what values are doing because they're seasonally, they do different things on different months. And it's not necessarily we're coming down in price. It has more to do with the mix of homes that are available. So it's not as accurate as Case-Shiller, but I'm just going to get you what this was. This is Compliments of California Association of Realtors, and this is on a monthly basis. But Los Angeles, it actually was higher last month in January, and this month it's a little bit less. So, but it's still up 13% year over year. Orange County is at $1,260,000 for a median detached home. That's up 27% in a year. Riverside's at 605. That's up 17%. San Bernardino's at 450,000. That's up 15%. And San Diego's at 888,000, up 18% year over year. These are huge changes. And mortgage payments are absolutely skyrocketing. They are growing. And if you see this, this is interest. This is where interest rates are at right now. And I ditched after talking to Kevin Buddy, and something I was thinking about anyways, I was doing the Freddie Mac primary mortgage market survey, and it came out every Thursday. That's not often enough. Everything is changing so rapidly that I had to go to something that was more on a daily basis. And Mortgage News Daily has one where they go back for years. I think it's since 2010, every single day. And they've got graphs so I can go backwards in time if I need to. And if you see this is where COVID-19 is. And you can see on the right-hand side, we're all the way up to just about 4.5%. And you have to understand, this is like average across the United States. Everybody has a different scenario, so they can get different rates based upon the scenario that they have. But on average, 4.5%. Draw a line across. The last time we were here was March of 2019, way before COVID. And you can see what's happened so far over the last year, and values have gone just way up. And I'm here to tell you about payments are absolutely surging. And I can see that everybody kind of intuitively knows it, but let's take a look at an example of what that means. Like, let's take an example of an $850,000 home in many, many markets here in Southern California. That $850,000 home with 10% down and a 3.4% interest rate was at $3,393 per month. That is where things were at about a year ago. Well, that same house increased about 17.6%. In some markets more, some markets just a little bit less, but let's do 17.6% to be a little conservative. And that means that house went from the 850 to $1 million. And with 10% down, you're looking at a $900,000 loan. You're at 4.46% interest rate. Right now, that's as of today. It's even a little bit less than where it was today, but I'm taking today's interest rate, plug that in, and that's $4,539 per month. That difference is an extra $1,146 every single month. Now, $13,752 each year. That's what we're looking at total for the year. That shows you how much payments have surged in the last year alone. And that's 33% up in payment in 1 year. So you're seeing a big change. And also, I'm comparing it to 1 year ago. And 1 year ago, we had the highest interest rates. We're right now, 1 year ago, before they started to fall down, until they kept on going down until we got to August. So interest rates went all the way from 2.65% to, they were in the twos, all the way up to into the threes, way into the threes. And that happened last year at this time, right at March. But then it started to come down. But that's what I'm comparing it to. And I'm going to do more payments. But hang on, I've got a few special guests. Let's start off with this one. This is our Athena Rose. What do you got going this weekend?
I think I have a game.
Yes. I think you play on turf. And if you play on turf, as long as there's lightning, no thunder, we play.
Yeah.
Right on. Boom. Yeah, you do have a game. It's like at 12:30.
Oh, that's the worst timing.
We're on the road. We're visitors. Who's this kid? Did you go someplace today?
A field trip.
Where'd you go?
To a planetarium.
Planetarium? Is that cool?
Yeah.
Have you been there before?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. This is Mason. He's a pretty cool kid. Right here. Boom. I like your track sweatshirt. Who's this? Hey.
Hi. Hello.
She's got the cutest hair design. She's always working on her hair designs. Yes. How's it going?
Good.
What are we doing this weekend?
For me, nothing, I think. Yeah.
Should I tell you now or later what you're going to help me out with tomorrow? What do you think?
Am I working for you?
No.
What?
Referee.
Oh my God.
Just one game.
No.
Right here. Give it to me here.
No.
She's a referee. See how excited she is? Yes. Service hours. Right here. Service hours. Boom.
No.
Super cute. Super cute kid. Love these kids. See you later. Love you guys. All right. So payments are surging. Let's give it an example for, Inland Empire, or I guess there are some houses available at $600,000. Very, very few in like Orange County, but there's different places that have $600,000. And how about townhomes, right? $600,000, 10% down. A year ago, 3.4% interest rate. Know that was the height for the year last year at 3.4%, but I'm comparing it to the height, and that's $2,395 per month. So this is the same. If the same house went up to $700,000, it's now with 10% down. You're looking at a 4.46% interest rate, and now that's $3,177 per month. That's up just about 17%. So That's a big change from 6 to 700,000, up about 17%. And as a result, it's an extra $782 every single month. And it's also an additional or $9,384 each year. So that's 782 adds up. And that's every single year. That is a lot of discretionary income that is with values surging where they are, how it is starting to edge some buyers out. And you can see why I've talked about it before with these higher rates. After a while, if they stick, more and more homeowners or buyers are going to peel off of the out of the market. And people think, Stephen, you're absolutely crazy, but it has to happen with duration. And if it continues to be at duration, these higher rates, as values continue to surge, they're going to get to a point where people are going to go, yeah, no way, because I know values are surging right now. So if they go up that additional 10%, which is what I think they're going to do, look at Orange County alone. They're at 1,200,000 in ridiculousness. That'll be another $120,000 higher. You start doing the math at these higher rates, and it starts to really cool things down. And this happens in all different markets across the US. So that's up 33% in payment in the last year as well. So you can see that's a big, giant change in the payment year over year, up 33%. And this is just this rising rates impact on affordability. I've gone over this before, but it's very helpful to see this kind of an index. And you're at 2.65% was where we were a year ago, January. That was the interest rate. And if you wanted $3,000 per month payment, and I know that might not be in some people's budget, but you're looking at a $930,000 house at 2.65%. Fast forward to today, you're looking at about a 4.25%, and now, or even higher. But this is with 1 point and 20% down. You're looking at $762,500. So that $930,000 house you're able to afford a year ago, January, is now same payment, same qualifications, all that stuff is now $762,500 of a home. And remember, in the last year and a couple months, where a value has gone way up. So not only has it become you're able to afford less, but the house that you're looking at is much, much smaller because of the fact that values are going up on top of it. So it's like a double whammy for a lot of buyers. But I want to thank our beautiful sponsor, that wonderful buddy, and he's just a trooper. At Monarch Coast Financial, Kevin Buddy, he deals with more than one kind of borrower, so he has more than one kind of loan, and he deals with everything from full documentation to alternative documentation to investor financing and even private money loan, everything in between, and loads of experience. If you ever talk to him, one of the most knowledgeable lenders that I've ever met. And he geeks out on the numbers like I do, and comes to me with helpful suggestions as well and all that stuff. Did you think of taking a look at this? Or so, yeah, he was the one I was already thinking about, the Freddie Mac mortgage market survey, and he just nailed it. Got to start looking at daily rates, not weekly. Since 1976, he's been helping out buyers and lenders, and agents and everybody else. And he even helps me out and my family with our refinancing of our home. So my buddy, your buddy, Kevin Buddy, contact him at 949-422-2075. That's 949-422-2075. And let's talk about the housing market. Let's talk about that housing market. Well, guess what? Altos Research has been checking out where the inventory is across the United States. We should be at 700,000. That would be normal right now. Pre-pandemic, we were about 730,000, and that was a low. Instead, we got all the way down to 241,000 a week ago Monday. Well, Monday came out and we're at 248,000, or this Monday came out at 248,568, which means that the national inventory most likely has peaked. We'll find out on Monday if it continues to trend up or if this was a false positive, but I think that we've hit a bottom. And and at 248,568, we're starting to go up. Now, before pandemic, we were at 730,000. 750 is actually where we were prior to, just at 2020 at this time. It was prior to the pandemic. It was actually really already lower than it normally is. And we should be making our way up towards 1 million homes on the market. You could see starting off, having a low of 241,000 is just too low. Last year, the all-time low was 307,000. This year, 241,000, which is 21% less. And which I just want everybody to know there is not going to be any kind of panic selling. And everybody talks about this, and I get these arguments that people are going to be behind the eight ball because it's a bear market on Wall Street, and they're going to see their investments just crash, and the stock market could crash, and then people are going to cash out of their real estate assets, and because they need the money for retirement. That's not going to happen, and it doesn't even. There are programs out there for people that are in that scenario. There are reverse mortgages and things like that. But when I start hearing things from people that are out there, they're listening to the wrong stuff. That was coming from somebody that sold their house and is sitting on the sidelines waiting for the market to crash based upon some YouTube videos and people that he was following. So I'm just saying that's not going to happen. I keep on hearing about all this flood of inventory, and I actually don't see where it's going to come from. The only way it's going to come from is by having higher interest rates with duration. So higher interest rates stay that way. All right. So SoCal supply, the inventory in SoCal. You look at that. It's actually going up a little bit, but if I draw a line across, still ridiculous. We have nothing in the gas tank. There's hardly any homes on the market, but it is headed the right direction. When you look at it, see, it's going up. So this is actually good news because it's going up when last year everything was going down. And today we're at 13,310. I do this every 2 weeks. I do an in-between. So next week I do an in-between, but this is what these charts show. So 13,310, it's up 3% or up 395 homes in just a 2-week period. So which for 395 extra homes, that means homes are coming on the market, but they're going into escrow almost as fast. But we were able to have a net extra almost 400 homes on the market. Not a lot, but still it's trending the right direction. It's what I like to see. It's better than last year when we were trending down until we got to April, right around almost April 1st. So last year, 15,955, 20% more. You could see from this year to last year, it's starting to squeeze a little bit. And the 3-year average is 35,250. That's 165% more. So we should be at about 35,000 homes right now. And we're at 13,300. So SoCal demand, big line of people looking to purchase, and it's scarcity that is fueling this thing. And you can see it. There's nothing on the market. It is like the new cars where they have above the MS or below the MSRP is this additional cost that you have to pay, and everybody's willing to pay that fee here for cars, and they're willing to pay it for houses because there's just a limited amount of homes available right now. So Southern California demand, this is just a snapshot of the last 30 days of escrows. Today it's at 16,311. That's up 4% or an additional 556 pending sales. But you can see that yellow line, it kind of is just not really doing what it normally does. And that it should be a lot higher, but since we've been placing fewer homes on the market and we have such a limited inventory that you can't really place things into escrow that aren't on the market. And last year at this time, we were at 19,747. That's 21% higher than where we are right now. And it continues to get, the gap gets bigger this year to last year. And the 3-year average is 16,454, which is just 1% higher than today. But we have so much demand that's out there that it should be higher than just 1% based upon where the averages were prior to the pandemic. And the reason it's not is because we just don't have that inventory. And that's it. There's just nothing on the shelves, and it's beginning to impact the number of closed sales as well. As a matter of fact, this is from CAR. It's a housing snapshot for February of 2022. And get this, just about 10% off the number of existing home sales. That's year to year, it's off by 10%, and year to date, it's off 10%. So we're doing 10% fewer in SoCal. Actually, this is all Southern California. So 10% fewer transactions. And that is because of the fact that we placed fewer homes on the market in January and February, and we had a limited inventory to work with. So even if you wanted to buy something that even was overpriced or there just was nothing on the market, so there's nothing on shelves, you can't buy what's not out there. So lack of closed sales, the year-over-year detached change in Los Angeles, it's down 7%. And this is month by month, so it's going to change on a monthly basis. for each market. And one of these markets is really off, and that's Orange County. They're down 26%. And this is for the month of February. Riverside is off 8%, and San Bernardino is off 3%, and San Diego is off 6%. So everything is negative. Orange County is just one of those where they really had a lot fewer closed sales for the month of February. And that is it. You can feel it in Orange County, and I can hear it and sense it in talking to all the agents that are out there. So how fast is this market moving? Well, that's a leftover slide. The Southern California expected market time, that's you place your home on the market. When are you going to open up escrow? Today's at 24 days. It's down 1 day in the last 2 weeks. So it was at 25. Now it's down to 24. The lowest reading ever was April 1st of last year, 23 days. So we're almost to the lowest of all time. Last year, we were at 24 days at this time. So equal to where we are today. And the 3-year average is 64 days. So prior to COVID, it was values were going up. They just weren't screaming up. They were going up about 5% annualized on an annualized basis, not this 15 to 20% annualized basis that we're dealing with right now. And so if you look at Los Angeles is at a 30-day expected market time. It's still a record. It ties where they were 2 weeks ago. Orange County's at 20 days. It actually went up 1 day. It was at 19 last year. So up 1 day because they actually got more inventory, and more inventory than the rise in demand. So it's a little bit slower. Still 20 days is ridiculous. Riverside's at 21 days, same as where it was 2 weeks ago. San Bernardino is at 28 days, same as where it was 2 weeks ago. And San Diego drilled down to 18 days, which is down another day, which is an all-time record for San Diego. So they just hit a new record this week. If you want a copy of this, guess what? I'm going to do you a big favor. If you are a subscriber to the Housing Report, I'm automatically sending it to you. You're going to get it. We're going to be emailing it to every single subscriber to the Housing Report. We'll email it directly to you. If you're not a subscriber, you can't get a copy of this presentation. That's one of the perks of being a subscriber. So that's what it's all about. I want to incentivize you to come and subscribe. Reportsonhousing.com. That's where you go to subscribe. And we have reports that dot all over Southern California. I did update that. I forgot to put it on here, but $15 per month or $150 per year. And you get a month free if you sign up utilizing the coupon code March. And the most recent one that came out was coming up spring. And but there's a new one that's coming out Monday for Orange County, Los Angeles, and San Diego County. Riverside and San Bernardino got theirs this week. You want to subscribe? Go to reportsonhousing.com, click on subscribe, and put in the coupon code March. Get a free month. Get this report coming up spring. Talks about that there are more homes coming on the market. Shows when it's going to happen. All that good stuff. But that's all I have for you. If you have a question, put it in the chat. I'll be more than happy to answer it offline. Subscribe to the housing to my YouTube channel. Subscribe, like my videos so that we get a higher it works with those algorithms, so we get more viewers to watch this, so we can properly set everybody's expectations, because that's what it's all about. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic weekend. We will see